deep trouble. This it isn't your typical Goosebumps book, but it's still very enjoyable. So what's the plot? So basically you have this boy named Billy Deep and his sister Sheena, and they're staying with their uncle Dr. George Deep on his boat, the Cassandra, in the Caribbean for the summer. And he also has his assistant with, like, helper Alexander with, well, they call their uncle Dr. D. Yep, and Billy, let's just say he is a very active imagination. He's always pretending he's like this deep sea explorer, and he's like fighting sea monsters and such. Well, he actually stumbles upon a mysterious creature in the beginning of the book, and it tries to drown him, but he gets spared. Yeah, and Billy and Sheena, well, they're not exactly having that. Well, the one downside is Alexander's cooking. Like, he makes them these spicy sandwiches. Yep. And then some people from the local zoo come aboard Dr. D's boat and tell him about a creature, a mermaid in the area, and they want him to capture one. And the zoo said, people say they'll offer him $1 million if he catches a live mermaid. And Dr. D thinks they're crazy and doesn't believe them. Like, there's no such thing as mermaids, so they leave. Well, the next day, Billy goes swimming in the water, and then a shark appears, a hammerhead shark, like on the cover. Yep, and it attacks Billy. Then Billy gets saved by the mermaid. Yep. And eventually the mermaid gets captured by Dr. D, and Billy like tries to tell Dr. D that the mermaid saved his life, and Dr. D is skeptical about this. But he eventually like believes Billy. Yep. And then Billy like feeds the mermaid a cookie. Yep. Well, that night, a couple goons guys come aboard the ship, and it turns out Alexander betrayed them. Like, he's turned traitor, basically. Yep, and then Alexander and the goons put Billy, Sheena, and Dr. D in the giant aquarium tank that the mermaid was held in. Yep, and they throw it overboard. Yep. And just as when they're about to drown him, a bunch of mermaids come and rescue. Billy, Sheena, and Dr. D. And the mermaids decide to like go after Alexander and the goons to rescue the mermaid that was captured. Yep, and they eventually do. happened. So, and then later on, Billy wants to go try and find the mermaid, like say goodbye to her. But when he's in the water, he runs into the sea creature that attacked him from earlier. Yep, and that's essentially Deep Trouble. So the positives. Billy Deep might in fact be my favorite Goosebumps protagonist. Yep, he's brave, knows from right and wrong. Yep. He also has quite a very good imagination, let's just say. Another positive, even though it doesn't really feel like a typical Goosebumps book, this book, it's still very entertaining. Like, the twist of Alexander, like, becoming the villain, like, betraying them, the Deep family was interesting, to say the least. Yep. And also kind of like a Billy's, like, bond with the mermaid. And also, like, there's literally a shark attack in this book. That's another positive, I would say. And also, like, let's face it, the ocean can be a wonderful place. And to see all these, picture all these, like, reefs and fish in the book is interesting, to say the least. And I do have, like, a couple negatives with the book. Like, one is the cover. It's very misleading. Like, I mean, it's clearly a nod to Jaws, like the hammerhead shark about to attack a person, like swimming in the water and such. Happened, yeah. Like, you think it would be about sharks, the book, but it's not. It's about mermaids. And another negative I have with the book is the creature that Billy encounters twice in this book, the first in the beginning and in the last page. It seemed kind of pointless. Like, why did you need to have a sea creature? Like, it's kind of forgotten. Billy kind of forgets about it in the after it appears through the rest of the book, only to reappear at the end for a final scare. That's really all my two negatives with the book. So overall, Deep Trouble is a really good book. As I said, it's not your typical Goosebumps book. It's kind of more fantasy adventure than horror, but I still highly enjoyed it. So, anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe.